Season 2 is finally out in Call of Dragons, so it's about time we showcase everything that has changed because there are a lot of new mechanics in the season as well as a completely different and new map. So stick around in this video because we're going to be diving in the season and I'm going to be discussing my goals for this season by the end of this video. What is up guys, MEOWER here back with a brand new Call of Dragons video. So finally, one of the most anticipated things for Call of Dragons is finally out, which is Season 2, the Icebound Oath. So a lot has changed in the season, so buckle up because this might be a little bit of a longer video than what I usually post, because I'm going to be breaking down everything that has changed and what can you expect going into the season so you don't get surprised and get shocked like I did. Of course, if you like content like this, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to drop a like, and let's get started. So starting off, there have been a lot of adjustments to the season, but we'll be discussing what changed inside our city, and then we'll be going through the map. So, first of all, what changed is that there is a new buff that was mentioned before. It is the Peacekeeping or Ceasefire buff that you cannot attack any other players, legions, cities, or buildings, including alliance structures, for the first 48 hours of the of the season. So you pretty much cannot touch anyone. There's a grace period in the first 48 hours, and there's also a no relocation cooldown in case you want to resurge after the first Auger Stone, which we'll be going through very shortly. There's also the Great Revival, which is the usual event that begins in every single new season. Of course, there is a new pack, the Blizzard Journey. It is much better than the Blaze of Glory. I bought it from 1 to 50. Let's see if I have the stuff here. So this is the $5 one. It's $10, 20, and 30. And 50 I mean. And I will be buying out the last 300s pretty soon because it gives insane value, insane amount of speed ups, and insane amount of resources, plus those extra reserves for later. Nothing else has changed here. As for the events, we start off, of course, with the Wheel of Destiny. I did spin the wheel completely to unlock Theodore and Frontal. I will be showcasing their skills shortly, and then I'll be making a special video for a guide for them pretty soon as well, so stay tuned for that, and don't forget to subscribe. Of course, there is the Riches of the Forest as well. It is a horrible event. I don't recommend you ever spinning this. It's not worth it at all. I won't even explain it from how bad it is. Just never touch this event. There's a Dragon Trail race, which we managed to rank number 2. I could have gotten number 1, but I had a phone call for a while in the middle of the starting grind, so it kind of made me fall behind. So congratulations to Calories. He is a bro after all. He won the Dragon Trail race. And then, of course, we start with the time to act. I'm not gonna try to bother even competing in this. There's no way I can compete here. Max already has almost 1,000,000 points, which is around equivalent to 1.8 years. I'm not gonna bother pushing that. Of course, you start also with Eliana. There is the Behemoth Hunter. Now, I did mention that the Behemoths will be adjusted. There are far less Behemoths now, surprisingly. I expected to be there to be all the Behemoths, but I guess they just adjusted some stuff and removed others. I will go over them when I'm showcasing the map. There is the Heeding the Call. Now you start the season with Alliance membership of 80 instead of 40 at the start, so that's so much better in my opinion, and definitely something that was desperately needed. It does lower the pain of restarting the Alliance every season. These are the buffs I mentioned. And then there is the new Proving Grounds seasonal challenge. Now, I will be explaining this further when I go over the map, so be sure to stick around in the video. Of course, and then the Strongest Sword will be starting next week. We'll be starting with Theodore as our SLE commander and Frondor as our wheel commander. And of course we have this. So let's go over the Auger Stone, and let's go over everything that's changed. Of course, seasonal features. There is a new realm. This is a completely different map. It's called Beleren instead of Tamaris. It has the Proving Grounds feature. It is at regional borders. I haven't discovered everything yet about this because scouting is still locked. And yes, you will have to be scouting again. There is new stories. New Behemoths, the Frost Giant, and the Frost Dragon. Village system is still there. Semi-protected passes are still there as well. Every single zone has a semi-protected pass now. There are no more non-semi-protected passes. I'm not sure if I like this or not. Resource boon, of course, we're still keeping the level 7 and level 8 nodes, and 5 and 6 stars for commanders and artifacts is still there as well, and then PvP XP is still there as well. Now for the Auger Stone. The first Auger Stone is the usual. The first 48 hours start with 10 Alliance Core Fortresses, and then Resurgence opens. There is a new cinematic as well, but I will let you watch that on your own. It's pretty amazing. Then the usual defeat 80,000 Darklings, but now Darklings are called Dwarf Patrols. And then usual Giant Bear. The Frost Giant opens pretty quickly. Land of Snow and Ice and whatever. Star of Hope, which opens the Runic Ancestor statue, which we'll be going over shortly after we start looking at the map. Zone 1, Level 1 passes will only give you access to those statues, by the way. You won't be able to access any other zone till you pretty much start accessing Level 2 passes, which will unlock the scouting access after this Auger Stone is over. So you're gonna be able to explore a hefty amount of the map pretty quickly in the season. And then defeat this. I don't know what Stubborn Guardians are, so we'll have to find out later. And then occupy level 2 passes. Occupy 2 Thunder Rocks. 24 level 4. Level 3 pass, which unlocks a Supreme Ancestor statue. I don't know what that is as well. I haven't really scouted it just yet, but I think it has something to do with the points event. There is Raging Guard. I don't know what this is either. It awakens the Dwarven High King. Bellerin Force will be replaced by Darkling Legions after the chapter ends, so Darklings will be back. Which is a shame, to be honest. I kind of like the way the dwarves look on the map, but oh well. And then top 20, Silent Operations. Nothing else has changed here, except the fact that there is now a level 5 pass as well going in, and there is no Dire Bear. You can see here there is now a level 5 pass. It is also semi-protected, so every single pass is semi-protected. Even more. And there is this new one, the strongest war pit. Level 25 war pits will start appearing at OOUTC after you occupy the Frost Dragon layer. And then finally, those last few, the Magma Demon is the final boss that you must occupy in order to finish the Auger Stone progress. Now, nothing much has changed here. You can see here, this is the map layout. You can see all the behemoths in every single zone. You can see where the Frost Giants are located. You can see where the Thunder Rocks are located. Where the Hydras are located. Where the Necro Giants, the Magma Demons, and of course the Frost Dragon. The Frost Dragon gives a flat 3% attack, which is pretty nice. Also gives a decent amount of rewards. The Frost Giant gives Legion March Speed and Legion Defense, both pretty nice buffs. Giant Bears gives Peacekeeping damage, Legion HP, pretty important, overall gather speed, not that important, entry speed, decently important. Thunder Rock gives Legion attack, and resource production, useless. Hydra gives CP recovery speed, incredibly important. And Legion defense and Legion HP, also incredibly important. Necro Giant gives Legion March speed, super important, and extra production speed, also very important. And then the Magma Demon will all give counterattack and Legion March speed. Nothing's different here. And of course we checked out what the Frost Giant gives. Now let's look at the map. So as you can see here, this is the brand new map. I started in Egoland. You can see here all the bears are laid out everywhere. I did mention that some of the behemoths got adjusted, and the map as well is incredibly full of choke points every single place. So there's a choke point here, there's a choke point here, There is a choke point there. Everywhere on the map, it's just so much choke points, choke points, choke points, choke points everywhere. So I don't like that sheer amount of choke points, to be honest, but oh well, we'll see how it feels. And of course, these are where the runic altars are gonna be when we're able to scout through Zone 1 passes. Of course, you cannot invade any other region I mean. You can only occupy this pass to access the Dwarven whatever. And that's it, you can't progress any further. So do keep that in mind, you're never gonna be able to invade any Zone 1s outside of researching in there. Let's see how the behemoths changed. So all the behemoths got a brand new ability on them. The giant bears get a healing based on the damage dealt when it has frenzy. So if you don't know what frenzy is, that means when it hits the wall, it gets if it hits some target legions, when it's doing the charge up attack, it will initiate frenzy, and then when it gets frenzy, that means it's just gonna go on a rampage and deal extra damage. The frost giant, nothing different here, still brand new behemoths. I will be making a guide for it, of course. The thunder rock, you're getting 3 extra electric blasts. The Hydra one is incredibly strong, not gonna lie. When this behemoth had less than 30% HP remaining, gains Poison Aura. Poison Aura deals magic damage skill to all legions that caught within it, so it's pretty much gonna have an AoE Poison Aura around it. That's so strong, like incredibly strong actually. And then the Necro Giant, it's getting Dark Benediction. I'm not sure which skill the Dark Benediction is, but whenever it's active, the Necro Giant is going to heal 1% of its max HP every second. The Necro Giant is already incredibly annoying. It's healing as well. Plus, all of these carry over in the Elite Raid as well. So, yeah, the Elite Raid just got a whole lot harder, that's for sure. And then the Frost Dragon looks pretty nice. And then finally, the Magma Demon and the Magma Demon in general. The Magma Devourer and Magma Manipulator take 30% less magic damage, and the Reaper and the Devastator take 30% less physical damage. Either way, you're using archers. You should be using archers. If you're not, then you should. So only 2 of the 4 take 30% less damage, which is pretty nice, I would say. And I do believe that's pretty much everything about the new season. Of course, there are war pets everywhere, when we're going to be touching up on that in the dedicated war pet series that I will be uploading pretty soon. So stay tuned for that, and don't forget to subscribe to catch up with it, because I will be posting in-depth guides for all the builds of the war pets. And now for the personal progress of this video. I did open up all my inventory. I did say I will open it. Sadly, I was not able to stream last night. So now we're back to hoarding again. I opened everything after I bought some packs, so sadly I would have had more VIP than I currently do, but oh well. We're going to be starting to hoard up everything again except gems, like last season, to see how things go. And still have an insane amount of speed ups, still have everything here, everything ready. We have more than 1,000 golden tokens in order to awaken any commander we want. We did unlock Frondro, and we did unlock Theodore. I will be working on Frondro from his wheel, but I'm not sure if I'll be rushing to awaken him or not, because I am not a cavalry commander. Maybe when I finish my Thea, I will awaken him, and maybe I won't. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. It will just depend on how things go and how my luck is with artifacts and such. You can see here, incredibly broken skill set. Cowardice does not affect rage generation, by the way. I was mistaken in that part. Cowardice does not affect rage generation, but 3 seconds of cowardice is still pretty insane. You ignore flat defense, we saw that before. You get this, blah 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 blah, blah 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 blah, and then you get this. And then we got Theodore. I'm not sure how Theodore is gonna fare, to be honest. However, Theodore's skill is now changed to a bruise, so this is now the same thing as the bruise from Nika, so these two don't stack. Okay, Okay, it refreshes, but it does not stack. If it had a different name, then they would have stacked, because debuffs who share the same name do not stack. So let me reiterate that. The HP reduction from Theodore's skill does not stack with Nika's skill, so that pairing does not work. Next up, he gains attribute bonuses that directly affect the troop itself. He's got Royal Wit. Is that how it's called? I'm not sure. And then he's got Coup de Grace. And finally, his Awakened skill. Your legions take 25% less normal attack damage. And there also is the new artifact, which I think is not that good. What's it called? Springblaze is much better. You summon a clone. It scales all the way to 30% of your clone legion's damage, and it takes 800% damage from 1600. So I wouldn't recommend you use this artifact until it is like level 3 and above, because the amount of percentages that change is pretty big and pretty significant. And I don't believe that's everything that's changed about what to expect in the map. We're just gonna have to wait and see what the dwarven stuff looks like. That directly impacts the Proving Grounds event. It does give an insane amount of rewards though, so it's definitely recommended to try to grind for those. You get a total of 15 tokens and a bunch of speed ups, but the tokens is what really matters. And then you can see here you can get, during the Proving Grounds event, you gain points by defeating Dwarven Guardians, defeat enemy legions within the range of the Ancestor statue, and occupy the statue of your allies. And yeah, that is pretty much everything when it comes to the new season. Of course, policies reset, everything else resets, you know, the usual with every season reset. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked the video, and if you did, please be sure to drop a like. Don't forget to subscribe. Join our Discord, the link is in the description below, and I will see you in the next video. Meow meow!